Hey everybody, welcome to the weekend. Welcome to Friday here on the channel where we look at jersey concepts every single Friday. So if you're new, we'd love to have you on board for these videos. They're a lot of fun looking at designs from the community, from you guys. You guys submit them and I look at them. I give my thoughts, my opinions, positive, negative, constructive feedback, and it's a fun process. And then after the video, or maybe during the video, you guys comment down below and share your opinions as well. So today we have a first-time designer, I should say a first-time submitter, probably not a first-time graphic designer, but a first-time submitter to the channel. 32 NHL jersey concepts. No series that I'm aware of. I think they're just general jersey concepts. That person is Madden, so shout out to Madden for sending these in. I love first-time submitters. It's nice to see new people's work. So Madden, I'm curious to see what your vision is going to be because I've not seen these before. This is a reaction video. So let's jump in and let's see what he's got. And if you're interested in having fun with us every weekend, make sure you subscribe down below. Okay, coming up is Anaheim. All right, there we go. Oh, okay. So you never know what to expect, right, with a new-time designer. And this is, I would say, pretty unique. Honestly, most designers, when they're doing something Anaheim-related, they don't go with horizontal striping. They get that angular or slanted striping because that's very traditional Anaheim. It's only maybe recently in the new jerseys that Anaheim has really committed to the horizontal striping. I guess probably long term. Like we've had versions of horizontal striping before, but they were like more short-lived, I kind of feel like, where now it's, it's pretty obvious. So I guess on that point, I do like his striping here. I actually like the amount of yellow that's in here. I think it does complement well with the teal or green and well with the purple or eggplant. I think that there's a pretty good color balance, honestly, through the whole thing. I will say I don't like the logo. I think it's a little bit too bubbly, cartoony, I guess. It feels a little, and it feels big. Like it's almost too big on the jersey. I would just prefer their regular original logo that's recolorized slightly to kind of match the rest of the color of this jersey. But yeah, so far so good. Let's continue. Boston Bruins. I might have the same opinion on the logo sizing. It feels a little bit big. It feels almost stretched. I don't know if it's completely uniform. I can't quite tell. But it feels a little bit tall, to be honest. I like the rest of the jersey, though. Like, really simple two-tone jersey. There's no white, just black, just the gold. Striping is good, very classic. The B having the double extra yellow stroke gives it a little bit of dimension and depth. It makes it almost bridge retro into modern, so I don't mind that too much. I would maybe just change the thickness to be a little less thick on that second exterior stripe. I'm wondering if that would help just a little bit. But yeah, it's good. Whoa, Buffalo. Okay, I was not expecting this. Gray actually does work quite well in the way that he has it laid out here. The logo really pops out on the jersey. Again, the logo's a little bit too big. Let's make that smaller. The numbers are good. The stripe in the background is good. But I will say, if I didn't read Buffalo or see the logo, I would have expected this to be a Carolina Hurricanes jersey. It feels very Carolina. If you took that logo off there and put a regular Carolina Hurricanes logo on, I actually like the gray. Like I think teams could kind of utilize that. So I like it. I mean, even if Buffalo, Carolina doesn't really matter. It's a nice jersey. Okay, well, speaking of Carolina Hurricanes, there you have it. This is okay. I don't love the logo. So like in the interior of the C, it looks to be the state outline, which is cool, but you can barely see it. Like the negative space almost needs a little bit more definition. The C is cool. The numbers are cool, small, but cool. Pretty good jersey. Okay, Columbus. Yeah, not too bad. I don't really see anything glaringly wrong with this. I kind of like the little stars, like stars in the bottom of the sleeves. That's nice. It's a bit empty. It's a little bit empty. There's no shoulder patch. There's no stars. There's no striping at the bottom that's really aggressive. It's almost practice jersey territory, but yeah, I think it just needs a little bit more spice. Okay, the Calgary Flames. Yes, Blasty is never going to be a miss probably, but I think I prefer the Blasty jersey that they actually had from a couple of years ago. This is good though. I don't know if I would change too much. Number feels a little bit close to the striping, but yeah. Okay, Chicago. Yes and no. Yes and no. So yes to the striping, however, not the orange striping because it's so conflicting with the red. It doesn't pop enough. You need some kind of white stroke on there, or just remove it and replace it with white. I know there's orange also in the logo, so that's where the color is being pulled from. It just doesn't match well on the red. In my opinion, they're too close in the color family. So I would change that. But I do like the idea of having the multicolored striping. I think maybe if this was black, the orange would stand out well, the yellow would stand out well, and the green would stand out well. So food for thought. Next, the Avalanche. Good, but I would say not as good as what they currently use. I kind of miss that little design aspect that runs up the arms and the shoulders and stuff. I think, I know it's a very dated design, and I know they've updated it a little bit, but it still ages so well in my opinion. So I don't know if this is better. I don't think it is personally. Some will and might, but I don't. Not saying this is bad. This is very good, but you know what I mean. Dallas, weird. It's, again, a new designer. This is what I love about the community. I'm someone who, because of the channel, looks at literally thousands of jersey concepts a year. So frequently, we get jerseys that are very similarly designed. It's just the nature of what it is. You can only do so many designs per team, really. So I feel like it's pretty rare that we get a jersey from a team, or sorry, a concept from a team or a designer that is very different than anything that we've seen previously from any other designer. This is a really good example of that. This is quite different than anything that I've seen. It's probably more so the combination of that specific shade of gray and the green. I've seen, variations of that logo before, not exactly, and not colorized like that, but similar kind of designs and concepts. And I think for that reason, that makes this exciting. It makes it interesting, but I don't think it's the perfect Dallas Stars design. Whether it's your vision is for this to be a home jersey or away, it's a little bit, it's a little bit light, or an alternate jersey. I don't know if that matters. I think if it did get released, I don't know if it would be well received, just because I think there are better options for Dallas. But I think this is nice for sure. I don't like the numbers though. The interior of the number, I would change that to white, or possibly green with a white stroke or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's just there's just too much gray on gray there. Next, the Detroit Red Wings. That's pretty classic Detroit in terms of imagery. It's like the logo on the front, obviously. The logo on the shoulder we've seen. The striping, pretty generic. The shoulders, like that, not something that we've seen from Detroit, but I think it would work okay. The Edmonton Oilers. Yes, honestly. I think Edmonton is one of those teams that could benefit from a backing stripe like this because of their symmetrical logo. It really matches well with it. So I'm fully on board for this, fully on board for the bright orange as the primary. The blue stands out well. I like this a lot. Next, Florida Panthers. Speaking of backing stripes, it's pretty similar to what they use now. Obviously, the logo is a little bit different. I think it's better. Leave your opinions down below on whether you think that their modern logo is better than their original, or a variation, as we see here. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this would be an improvement to what they wear now. The LA Kings. This is basically the only thing they haven't done in this variation of branding. So that logo they've used quite a bit in the last couple of years after a hiatus of not using it for decades. So we're very familiar with the logo. We're very familiar with these colors, obviously the black and the gray and the white, but they have a white version of this. They now have a dark version of this because they switched up their home jersey. We've seen actually a different alternate jersey of this as well. We've seen this in Reverse Retro 1, and there might be one more, but I think that's probably it. But we've seen it quite a bit. So gray is, as a primary color, is really the only available option left, unless you want to do the gold or the yellow. That's probably unlikely. But, yes, okay. It wouldn't be the most popular jersey, but if it came out, people would just be like, okay, that's King's jersey. It is a predictable design. Oh, Minnesota. This is... I have immediate conflicting opinions on this. So there's a white stroke around the logo, but there's no white in the rest of the jersey other than the bottom of the sleeve. So I would want to see white somewhere else, or remove the white completely. I think it feels right on the sleeves and the bottom of the jersey, but on the logo, that white stroke it's a bit too much. And it's also not placed exactly around the logo properly. It's like offset or right justified as we're looking at it. It also doesn't match the same kind of design language as the numbers. So the numbers are green with a red stroke. The logo is green with a beige/white stroke. So not really the same kind of design path for both of those. So I would want to see some consistency there. I like the idea of the off-white as the primary. I like the idea of the striping down below in the idea of the shoulder patches up there. The neck looks good too, I think. I just would just make some small little tweaks in the middle. The Montreal Canadiens. I think that this would be acceptable. However, this is very close to Reverse Retro 1.0. That was a very well-received jersey. Bit of a cursed jersey. They didn't win a lot of games, or maybe any, when they wore it. So I don't think, if you're taking in consideration all of the hocus pocus and what's the word I'm looking for? Superstition, I guess, behind the meaning of jerseys and when they're worn and when they're not. I think because of their string of losses in that Reverse Retro 1, Canadiens fans would be very acceptable to another jersey like that, but not exactly that. So I have weird opinions here. I think Reverse Retro 1 visually was a better jersey. But if both were to come back, I think Canadiens fans would prefer this jersey just because it doesn't have any negativity associated with it. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. All right, moving on to the Devils. Absolutely, that backing stripe looks really good. The font italicized like that, I think looks good because the New Jersey font is kind of italicized in that logo. So great matching there in terms of typeface or font choice. I am a little conflicted with the decision at the bottom. The bottom of the sleeves are white, a pretty thick white stripe, which does not match the thickness anywhere else in the jersey. And then in the middle, we've got two additional stripes, white and black. Again, neither of which match the thickness anywhere else on the jersey. The white is smaller at the bottom than it is in the middle, as far as I can tell. And the black is much smaller than the black stripe in down below. I guess you could take into consideration the circle black on the logo, but then it just transitions back to red instead of the white at the bottom of the sleeve. So it's like, it just doesn't match. I would move those little stripes all the way down, maybe make them a little bit thicker, or have the white stripe be just the exact same thickness as the white stripe in the background, and then push the sleeves down a little bit and kind of just match the design. But I really actually like the backing stripes for New Jersey here. I think that's a very good idea by Madden. Next, Nashville Predators. Absolutely to the jersey. That's a shoulder patch logo for me, though. That's not a primary, so I would personally prefer a different logo in the middle, but the rest of the jersey is very good. The Islanders, here's one where we've probably seen similar ones. If you're a regular viewer on the channel, then you would likely have seen similar ones over the past couple of weeks, months, years, whatever it's been. So this doesn't really feel new or innovative to me. However, it is decent. I do think the logo falls away into the background a little bit too much. I think it would need a white stroke or something. There's just a lot of the orange in the logo doesn't feel like an object on the logo. It feels like a subtraction of an object. It feels like it's a negative space of the logo because it has the same backing color as the primary color of the jersey, the orange. So it loses its, I guess, depth and shape in the logo. So I think having it contained in a white circle might help with that a little bit, but not sure. The Rangers, personally, absolutely not. Immediate, definitely not. This is way too wonky for me. Not really a fan. I'm sure that there's some people out here who will like this. Nothing wrong with that opinion at all, but this one's not for me. Not expecting, kind of like with the Dallas one, just not expecting that as the primary color. It's in the logo, so it's like, okay, well, that should be predictable, but I don't think anyone in the history of the channel has ever gone with that color as the primary color for a jersey. It's not terrible. It's such a good complementary color and not a very good primary color. I would never lead with this color because it is so muddy and just almost, I don't want to say the word unappealing, but it kind of is unappealing. It's a bit gross. It's a bit of a gross color, so I just prefer it as a complementary color. But you never know. Maybe if this was physically produced, my opinion would change a little bit. Other small note: the neck, black and white, does not match the striping down below. There's not really great balance there. Okay, the Flyers, absolutely two-tone jersey. This is a bit Stadium Series from a couple of years ago. I think this would be a pretty good alternate, to be completely honest. I really like it. Not much to say here. Whoa. Okay, the Pittsburgh Penguins. That logo is very modern. I think we're probably onto something with the blue stroke. I think that does complement the logo. I think it complements the neck, and I think it complements the striping that's down below. Not my favorite striping or design, but I do like it with the blue kind of outer glow a little bit. However, I don't love the color at the bottom, the secondary color on the jersey. I understand that that is from a specific generation of the Pittsburgh Penguins branding and jerseys and logos that they had a lot of success in. However, I just don't like it. Okay, I just don't like the color, kind of like the Ottawa color. It's a bit muddy, it's a bit gross. So I prefer the yellow. Just give me the yellow, this exact same jersey, just with the yellow, and I think I would like it a lot more. Okay, Seattle. Yeah, it's not too bad. Like the colors are so close. We're approaching almost a completely uniformed color jersey. So it's okay. It's okay. San Jose, I really like that orange stripe in there. I think that that is one thing San Jose could do is lean into the orange a little bit more. They kind of have gone completely away from it a little bit. The neck is pretty decent. The numbers don't stand out the best on the jersey, but they're not bad. But I really like the amount of orange in here. It's a good pop. The St. Louis Blues, pretty similar to some concepts that we've seen. I think this would be an okay Winter Classic jersey. Honestly, it'd be an okay Stadium Series jersey. It'd be an okay alternate jersey. Don't like the shoulder patch on this one, but I do like the jersey design. This would be logical. Tampa Bay. Same opinion maybe as, what was it? The Islanders. So the Islanders had a lot of the same color in the actual logo that was the primary color of the jersey. Same here. It feels like it's bleeding too much into the logo. So I would probably change the color of the back of that logo from gray to blue or something else. Obviously, I'd have to change the stroke around it and then maybe the font, but it just feels a little bit too gray in the middle. But I like where Madden's going here. I like the gray. Like I think this is the third time I've said this video for our team. I like the amount of gray that's in here. It's not a color that's used as a primary color, so why not? Like that, he's onto something there. So I do like it. Just change the logo a little bit. Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes to the logo with the red in there. They've done that in the past. We've seen concepts like that as well that have looked good. It's a little aggressive with the red down below though, and there's nothing up top to balance it. Yeah, I think I just make those stripes white, to be honest. The Mammoth. That looks like a very desaturated purple. I kind of like it. Yeah, I missed the blue a little bit, but I do like that almost desaturated kind of purple or violet. That's very pretty. Yeah, and it's very unique in the NHL as well. So I'm on board for this. The Vancouver Canucks. Okay, so we got a version of the skate jersey a little bit. So that's a fine logo. There's nothing wrong with it at all. They look great on pretty much anything. You put it on a hat, a shirt, whatever. But I don't think you beat the skate logo. I think it's just that iconic. That's why they brought it back. That's why they brought it back again, kind of in a different design. It's highly loved. So I don't think you'd get away with changing the logo to this. However, if that logo was done in their traditional, regular primary colors, maybe then it would have some relation in terms of design to the actual alternate skate jersey or skate logo, because the logo would have the same kind of design language, where this is just more of a modern version of it. So I think if you change the colors, even though I like these colors more, I think this design of the logo would fit their primary colors a little bit more. Does that make sense? Moving on, the Vegas Golden Knights, probably a miss for me. Too much of that muddy color. It just doesn't look right. There needs to be white or something in here. This one's not working for me. The Jets, a lot of red. Like if the backing stripe plus the full cross colored shoulders and the stripe down below, that's a lot. I would likely remove the shoulders. Oh, not remove the shoulders. I would remove the red from the shoulders and just have that blue kind of come up there. It's almost like three big giant. You took the barber pole jersey from Montreal and just stretched it out. Like it's big sections of striping. So I would change the shoulders. Otherwise, pretty nice. I like the backing stripe there. The Washington Capitals with some purple in there. I'm actually okay with that. I'm not sure if you can see over my shoulder, but there's a variation of that jersey behind me. I'm okay with this branding, and I'm okay with the purple. I don't love the stars that's in there though, and the kind of muddy, goldish, bronzy color. Don't like that. I think it looks a little bit too clip arty. It looks awkward. So I would change that, or likely remove it. Just remove it. But in terms of my favorite, I actually don't know. There's some pretty good standout jerseys in here. A lot of actually really unique and innovative designs by Madden. But I'm going to give it to, I think, the most maybe plausible design, well executed design, and one that doesn't need a lot of tweaking is likely Edmonton. That Edmonton jersey is pretty nice. I don't think I would change anything about it. It still matches their, their look and what they got going on. And it reaches a little bit back into their history as well, with the orange alternates from the Reebok years, the first home from the Adidas years. So I'm okay with that. And if I'm not mistaken, the first year that McDavid was in the NHL was the Reebok years, or it might have been in 2 further Reebok years. But he did end up wearing that orange jersey that Reebok won, the alternate, I think. I have to double check on that. So, that kind of reaching back into his early days. So maybe there's some significance there as well. But yeah, Madden, thank you so much for submitting those. I really appreciate it. That was a lot of fun looking at your designs. I encourage anyone to submit to the channel. Details on how to do that are down below in the description. If you want a really good template, go to sportstemplates.net. Pick that one up. Save 10% with my code post-to-post. Pick up any other template on there as well, not just jerseys. There's whole uniform flat lay designs. There's arena designs. There's ones from other sports as well. Football, basketball, baseball, all that good stuff. There's free ones, and they're all super high quality, best in the industry. You're not going to find templates that are better. So my code applies for all of them. Make sure you use it if you pick up any of those templates. And there's also options out there for free ones. There's free templates. I think the one that Madden used in this specific video in his submission, that's a free template. I think that's the Puck Designs one. And yeah, if you've got Photoshop or some of the other design programs, get at it. I'd love to see your work. Thank you so much for your submissions, past, present, future. Thank you so much to the viewers for watching. I appreciate you. And leave your comments down below in the comments section, letting me know which was your favorite from this video. Leave some constructive feedback for Madden, the first-time designer or submitter to the channel. And we will see you next week for some videos. I'm still in the process of cleaning up my background and rearranging things. It's going to take some time, but I've got this section that you can't see pretty much ready to go. So I can get back into making some regular videos. So we'll talk to you soon. Adios.